Hey everybody, it's Sean from GoPart.com. We're here today to show you how to replace a cooling fan assembly on this 2003 Honda CR-V. It's a fairly easy procedure. We do have to remove this top panel here, but that doesn't take much. We'll go ahead and show you how to do everything here. You're going to need a flat blade screwdriver as well as a 10mm socket and a ratchet. You may need a small extension. We'll find out whenever we get in there. Very important. Helps keep your radiator from overheating on you, and then of course ultimately the engine. So this is a fairly common procedure. A lot of times if you're dealing with overheating and your coolant levels are fine, you're going to be looking at the need for a new cooling fan assembly or just a thermostat. So let's go ahead and show you how to get it done. Alright, now if you're going to change your cooling fan assembly, our front face is off. It's because I was doing something else. You don't have to take that off. All you need to do is just remove this top panel here with the pins that we took off. Okay. Your cooling fan mounts right to your radiator. You'll see it's a dual fan setup. Really the only thing that makes this difficult is the fact that this fan's shroud is actually thicker than the amount of room you really have to pull it out. So you have to remove this crossbar. Now, all you need is 10mm socket and a ratchet. A wrench might make it a little bit easier. We have an 03. Some models may vary a little bit. Maybe you don't have to remove this in order to pull the cooling fan out, but it is very simple. I'm going to go ahead and show you how, or I'm going to walk you through it. Our cooling fan's in great shape, so we're actually not going to replace it, but I'm going to walk you through it. Take some clamps here, and you squeeze it with pliers. You can pull the radiator hose right off. You're going to want to pull and remove, excuse me, this little one as well, just to get it out of your way. You're going to see the wiring harnesses. Each fan motor has a wiring harness on it. Let me see if I can see the other one. It's right down in there. There's going to be two 10mm bolts for each fan side. Okay, you're going to loosen and remove those. On some Hondas, and don't quote me on this, but I believe it has to do with where they're made, whether it's in the States or in Japan. They use sliding hooks on the bottom, so you loosen the top bolts and the whole cooling fan assembly slides straight up. You may have bolts along the bottom of yours. If you do, it's going to be two more, probably parallel to the two that are on top. You disconnect the wiring harnesses. Let's go ahead and assume that you do have bolts along the bottom. That's going to be 8 10mm bolts, and you can pull the fan right off the radiator. Now, back to removing this crossbar. Whenever you're removing it, there's going to be several 10mm bolts. You'll notice on these Hondas, it's almost always going to be 10mm. Sometimes they sneak an 8 in there on you, but for the most part, it's going to be 10. You're going to go ahead and loosen all of these. Okay. And you're also going to have to remove your hood latch. But once you do that, and of course there's some here as well, you can pull that bar out, and then that'll give you all the room that you need to pull the cooling fan straight out. One thing also to watch for is there's a reservoir bottle that mounts to your radiator here. That's actually going to be in your way whenever you go to pull the cooling fan straight up. So you're going to have to remove that, as well as these mounting brackets for your radiator. I know it kind of sounds like a lot, and I apologize that we aren't doing it in this video. The important thing was to show you the necessary steps in terms of at least walk you through it, tell you what tools you're going to need. It actually is a very, very simple procedure. I'm starting to lose the light a little bit here, which is why I elected to go with the walkthrough instead. But yeah, it's simple. As I mentioned before, it's usually if you don't have a radiator leak and you find that you're starting to overheat, especially when you're coming to a stop. It's usually because your fans aren't kicking in because you have a fried motor or something like that. And in these cases, it's just best to just get the whole assembly. It's really simple, and you can get them at GoPart.com, and they'll install exactly like the OEM version as well. So there you have it. You drop it right back in, put your crossbar back in, and you're all set. Your cooling fan's replaced.